Why did you do that?
Oh, no.
I did not press that. I hit the jump button as I died. What do you think that does, Kate?
I'm assuming it burns you. I don't know. Oh my god.
If I can be honest, I think there's a lot of games that Nintendo would want you to forget. As a matter of fact, I think I would even go as far as to say there are certain consoles that Nintendo would like you to forget.
There's definitely consoles they forgot.
Yeah.
As in didn't put out any support for before putting out a new console.
Wii U?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally when, like, I saw on my Facebook memories the other day, I was ranting about Nintendo because I was like, it is so stupid to me that they've already announced a new console, which was the Switch. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and why do they always have to have a gimmick with every fucking console they make? And I was just like, but, like, you didn't even support your current console before putting a new one out. Like, what are you doing, Nintendo?
It came at a massive financial risk for them to do that.
But turns out that the Switch is way better than the Wii U, and it was actually the right move.
And although there were certain things about the Wii U that I really did like. For instance, the reason why I really like the Wii U, in terms of, it's the little things.
That thing wasn't even out long enough for me to get a hold of one. I've never even touched one.
Yeah, I remember when I got mine. I actually remember... It's at Quinn's house right now. Quinn actually was using it to play Wind Waker HD.
Which I need it back at some point so I can do the same thing.
Yeah. Don't worry. All in due time. But I liked the gamepad idea. I liked that being part of the gameplay experience with certain games. Like having your inventory right here. It's like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. There you go. But then also, another thing that I really liked was that the rounded edges of the discs. Did you ever notice that?
Of Wii U?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Here, let me do an example. As a test, this is a PS4 disc.
Mm-hmm.
Feels about normal, right?
Yep.
Now, feel the edges of a Wii U disc.
Weird.
I know, right? It's the little things you notice the more you actually handle it. It's smooth. It's rounded.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Super weird. By the way, the games for reference were Super Mario 3D World and Kingdom Hearts
2.8
HD Final Chapter Prologue.
Nintendo also just has a bunch of games that it's like they don't necessarily want you to forget about them, but I do forget about them, and then when I remember them, I'm like, oh yeah, that game was baller. Like Beautiful Joe, for example.
Oh yeah, Beautiful Joe, Tales of Symphonia.
I have that on Steam now. I actually played the beginning of Tales of Symphonia, and it seems like a really good JRPG.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
Eternal Darkness, in my opinion, is kind of a cult classic, but a lot of people do know about it at least.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I got a copy of it up there. So.
It's one of those games that I feel like a lot of people know about, but not everybody actually played. Or at least not everybody actually finished. But to finish that game, you have to play through it 3 times.
Yes.
Like, at least if you want the true ending.
I remember that.
It's not that different each playthrough, but overall, like, after playing through it one time, like, the gods and stuff that are the main ones in that timeline change each time, so the creatures that you face off against are different and have different strengths.
Yeah, but Nintendo, another one that I could definitely say they would want you to forget about is the entirety of the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
They want everyone to forget about that.
The headache machine.
Yes. Ahead of its time, but not ready in terms of technology. But we have here the game that Nintendo wants you to forget by Jaden Animations. Let's see which video game Jaden is in fact talking about. Here we go.
Everyone knows about the classic household name, Dance Dance Revolution.
Hell
The
yeah.
one where you go to those arcade places and there's that one Asian guy full comboing the hardest song with both player slots, and he's been doing it with no break for the past 2 hours, and he's the coolest person anyone has ever seen. It's a huge video game genre.
So I'm
that's
not Asian,
incredibly talented
and I didn't play
dedicated.
with both pads, but I would full combo some of the hardest songs on the hardest difficulty sometimes. I lost a lot of weight when I played that
Not
game.
quite Asian, but
And then the
very
arcade
talented.
closed down, and you can see what fucking happened because that happened.
fan base. But we're not talking about a game that has any of that. We're talking about the Mario DDR game that came out on the GameCube in 2005 and is the funniest thing Nintendo
Mario
has ever
Mix.
done. If you didn't know, Nintendo released their own Dance Dance Revolution game to capitalize on the hype, but it's actually awful. For whatever reason, they just ripped all the assets and models from their Mario Party games and mocapped Mario to various dances, resulting in animations like these. I hope you're starting to pick up on the vibe of this game now. I wanted to run the game at the hardest difficulty, but I realized to unlock each difficulty, you need to complete the entire story mode in its prior difficulty.
Oh,
So to unlock
that's
hard
stupid.
mode, you have to beat the game in normal. To unlock very hard, you have to beat it all again in hard. So we all agree that I played the game 3 whole times and didn't use a cheat code to get the hardest difficulty immediately, right?
right.
Sure.
Alright, great. This game is awesome already. The story starts out with Toad running to Mario's house because someone stole the music keys from Truffle Towers and they need to go get them back. What are the music keys? The game calls them the spheres that hold the power of music, and then does not elaborate. They try to head to the tower, and not a minute into the game, we reach our first story hurdle, which is a river. They say it's flooded, but does not look flooded in the slightest. In fact, that is exactly what I'd expect a completely normal river to look like. Also, why would you put your house here in the first place, especially
Right,
if
without
you're gonna
building
have
a
problems
bridge.
of crossing rivers? But Toad has a solution, and the solution is
Dance.
Oh my god, do not tell me I can predict how this entire game goes all because of this one sentence.
Yes.
Anyways, Toad says if they dance, maybe they can cross the river, but then they just get in a boat and dance, which I think is one step too complicated. They cross the river in a boat and thank the power of magic, get to Truffle Towers, the door is locked, and then are bombed by Waluigi. Mario gets sent flying, and Waluigi monologues about how he is the one that stole the music keys and intends to use them to become the best dancer in the world. Which, first of all, is full-on admission of guilt and therefore triable in court. And also, I don't think you need to stoop to robbery to accomplish that dream. Like, at all. Mario lands at the bottom of a really deep
I love
pipe
the,
that uses
The Pearl Jaden. Pearly.
That was really good.
Just eating a
power of
hamburger.
busting it down to get out. Somehow. I don't know what happened, but he just started dancing and then he was out. And on their way back to the tower, they visit a local shop run by Lakitu. They're shopping, and then the camera pans and reveals, is that the key to Truffle Towers? They ask him about it, and he's just like, yup, ain't she a beaut? And it's like, why is it here? Toad asks if they can have it, and he responds, only if you can do something for me. Which is terrifying and ominous. He takes them to the back, which is also terrifying and ominous, but says, these brat kids are messing with my garden. If you get rid of them, you can have the key. Oh, phew. Okay, he just wants us to beat up children. So Mario just dances around and smashes them. We get the key, go back to the tower, and walk in on Waluigi just having his own private little dance party inside, alone. Have you just been dancing around in silence this whole time? He's
Nah, shut up.
tries an anime back pose and challenges us to a dance-off, which we win because look at Mario go. And now we got the music key. Mario does the smallest little punch celebration in the world before Toad says they're not done with their journey. We have one of the music keys, but apparently there's 4 in total.
Duh.
You mean the game isn't 18 minutes long? Toad summons this incredible music airship that I guess he just has. And off we go to World 2, where they immediately fly into a tornado, get flung away, and ruin Toadette's hotel. And when I say ruin, I mean, turn it into corkscrew pasta. Toadette is absolutely furious, and I'm just praying we didn't kill every single person who was in the building. But Mario's like, don't worry, dude, I know how to fix it. By dancing. Of course. They dance and the building coils itself up again, and Toadette's like, thanks, by the way, I saw the thing you guys are looking for fly over in that direction. Which is like,
It's right over
okay,
there.
sure. They head over in that direction, but a whirlpool just spawns out of nowhere. They sail to a nearby island for safety. kind of just stand there with creepy blank stares for a bit, and walk into the only...
Accurate. It's like, hey, Mario, what are we going to do? I don't know, Toad. What are we going to do? Okay. That's basically...
building on the island,
I
which
hate
is
those.
just another shop. This time it's run by a Lakitu, but in a pirate hat. And you'll never
Hey.
guess what he's got. A ship attachment that lets you sail through whirlpools. How incredibly convenient to keep on progressing. Mario and Toad are just looking at the thing, and Lakitu's like, I see you've got your eye on the boogie booster. It lets you sail through whirlpools. Toad's like, oh neat, can we have it? Nope, it's not for sale. Then why is it on display? You know what? You've got a point. If you beat me in a dance battle, you can have it. I kid you not, that is the exact exchange that happens in the game. The song that plays while battling Lakitu is super intimidating, and I thought I was gonna actually be in danger. But Mario wins the dance-off, probably because Lakitu has 0 legs. They get the engine thing that wasn't for
True.
sale, and Lakitu definitely did not have to give away. And now they can sail through whirlpools. And when the game says through, they actually mean into, because apparently the music key is in the whirlpool, and I don't know how they knew that, or why they didn't tell me, the player, that in the first place. I was just thinking the whole time, can't you just sail around the whirlpool or something? There's like a whole ocean to sail in, and you're wanting to sail through this tiny little section. But now I look like a fool, and frankly, I don't think it's my fault. So they get to the bottom of the whirlpool
fair.
and find the second music key being guarded by this giant blooper, and of course, that means we need to dance battle. Since for all these duel songs you get to see the opponent's screen, I thought it would have been really funny to see the blooper have like 8 arrows to hit instead of the classic 4. But whatever, it's just a really creative and fun little idea. I guess they didn't have to be funny, I guess. Also, when I say dance, I mean murder. Mario danced so hard the blooper died. On to World 3 they
Damn.
go,
Hell
which
yeah.
by the way, this game is going at breakneck pace. Mario does a couple dances, someone dies, and on to the next area, I guess. They land at an amusement park and are immediately...
I mean, honestly, my dance moves make people die too.
Is that what it means when they say you got served?
Yes.
You got served your death certificate?
Yes. And I have served plenty of people their death certificates by them having to witness my sweet, sweet dance moves. And by sweet, sweet dance moves, I mean like me gyrating around like a moron and people asking me if I'm retarded.
gate kept by these hammer bros who are like, if you want to get in, you're gonna have to dance through us. Toad runs away because he says his legs are too stubby to dance, which means the gatekeeping worked on him. Mario's canonically immune to gatekeeping, so he stepped up to the challenge. And I would like to mention these hammer bros' highest combo was 30. Which is not good at all. I'm just saying, I would be embarrassed if I tried to gatekeep someone and performed like that. Just saying. Mario and Toad enter the amusement park to see Wario on a roller coaster with the music key. They yell out, follow that roller coaster! Which is like, if only there were rails to indicate where it's going. But
Right.
then they make probably the worst decision you could when you're trying to catch someone on a roller coaster, which is get on the other roller coaster cart. If you're getting on a roller coaster to catch someone already on the roller coaster, that doesn't work. Roller coasters don't catch up to each other.
Yep.
That's called a...
Well, the analog ones do. I mean, have you seen those? The ones on mountains where you actually like, have a brake and like you can accelerate as fast as you want?
Oh.
You haven't seen those?
Sounds incredibly dangerous.
Yes, which is why you have to sign a waiver every time you use it. There was one, this person basically was like holding the brake, and this person rounded the corner and stopped real quick, and they were just like, you idiot, I could have hurt you real bad. And then someone else comes in right behind that person and rear ends them really hard, and the guy in front on the brakes then lets go of the brake and just like starts going real fast again, and you just hear in the background, oh my god, my back.
Yeah.
He's like
Fucking whiplash. I don't know. That
Like
just
collision.
sounds like something, even with a waiver, that is just like, that just sounds unsafe. And why would you do that?
because reasons.
I don't know.
So they make haste
I'll show it to
again,
you.
the
It's-
chase of a
it's
lifetime.
funny as hell.
And they end up running into a haunted house where Mario needs to dance to fend off the ghosts to avoid being possessed. Is this what you have to do to close Ouija boards people forget to say goodbye to?
Yeah, what they
They
should have
make it
done
out
in the
and
Mario
start
game,
chasing-
though, is they should have had Mario stand there and dance at the entrance to the roller coaster until Wario's car came back around. And then just like, what's up? I'll be taking that fucker.
Give me back the music key, or else I will cave your skull in. Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Now, have a good trip, huh? No! Sends it off on the roller coaster again.
And as you're walking away, you see him going through the roller coaster. He's like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Again. Also, Wario, I don't think you should be saying this when you're clearly in tackling distance. They corner him at the Ferris wheel. He pulls the, if you can beat me in a dance battle, you can have the key thing again. We beat him, and hey, third music key. By the way, Wario has one of the best songs in the game. The two arrive at World 4, where the skybox is very visible, and everything's all snowy and blistery. Toad is about to freeze to death in the funniest animation I've ever seen, as Mario does not care. But they make it to the top of
Mario, no care.
Apparently the overalls and everything is pretty warm.
I will say this. I was very warm in the overalls I was wearing. I dressed up as Mario for Halloween. If you don't believe me, here's a picture. Have fun with that.
of the mountain.
I was also incredibly warm in the outfit I wore.
Well, you had that
goes
mask.
Up to him and is like, hey,
when I finally took it off, it was
can
like,
we have that?
whoo. It's like I couldn't breathe.
And gets Hart ignored. So he turns to Mario and is like, did you see that? I was ignored. Mario, kill him. Which the Freezy did not like. Which, being honest, is very reasonable. I would be in the same boat if I gave someone the silent treatment, and then I overhear them put a hit on me. Even though Toad is clearly in the wrong, Mario dance fights him anyway, and during the very fun, upbeat song, the Freezy is seen slowly melting as Mario pelts him with fireballs. The giant Freezy dies tragically. They get the key, and Toad cheers, never once taking the time to self-reflect and realize how unreasonable he just was.
Well, he is a mycelium fungus, and he's sort of unfeeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of how they work.
And now this beautiful, innocent creature is dead because of it. They fly back to Truffle Towers to put the music keys back when Bowser punches Toad in the throat and takes all the keys back to his castle. Oh my goodness, there's a Secret World 5? Secrets in Mario game? Who would have guessed that? After Mario dances to quite possibly the strangest Mario Bros. Song I've ever heard. They infiltrate the castle and grab the keys before Bowser is able to use them. Then Toad's like, you're going down, Bowser. Mario, kill him. And then the most hyped dance battle begins. Have you ever seen Bowser do an aerial while Mario's busting it down in front of him? Well, there you go. This song unironically goes crazy hard, too. The premise of this battle is while you're hitting the arrows, you also have to hit these rocket parts. And when you get all three, it builds into this space rocket that flies over and astral squishes Bowser.
Bonk.
And I would like to say, for the record, I think it is incredibly impressive he's able to take a giant hammer to the head and immediately jump up and keep dancing like a champ. That's some incredible stamina right there. But the song ends.
That song looks kind of hard too. Like that looks.
Well, it's pretty
I don't know if it's quite as difficult as a Max song, but it's getting close. I'm getting up there.
The day is once again saved thanks to Mario and the sociopathic megalomaniac that is Toad. They ask Bowser why he wanted the music keys in the first place, and he's like, I'll be honest, I just wanted to fix my tone deafness. Poor guy, just wants to become a K-pop star. I guess that struck a chord within Mario, because then he just uses all the keys himself and releases all the music power into the world, and they all act like he's a hero and everything is happily and sparkly in the end, and how it's supposed to be used this whole time, which could be cute if it wasn't so stupid, and also invalidates every single organism they slaughtered to get to this point. Was this a good game?
No.
Not even close. It was surprisingly hard, but it's not because the game is hard. I think it's really just because the developers didn't know anything about DDR. If they did, they sure as hell didn't make a game that seemed like it. They don't indicate which arrows are on what beats, which is really important in DDR.
Yes.
Well, okay, technically they do tell you what arrows on a full beat and which are on half beats, but they switch back and forth between the same colors the whole time. See these two squares? Tell me which one is which when they're flying across the screen and all intertwined with each other. In other words, you. Enemy arrows are impossible to see because they're not bright and neon, so they blend into the background, which is distracting enough already. For me, the calibration was wrong, so I went into the settings to fix it, and instead of having a way to recalibrate it manually or something, you have to input plus or minus, which is like My sweet spot ended up at +9, and I have no idea what that means. I could go on and on, but I think you get
It's
the
9
point.
milliseconds. Adding 9 milliseconds to the time between the sounds you're hearing and the visuals that are on screen is basically the simple way of putting it. Like -9 would be subtracting 9 milliseconds between when the sound happens and the visuals on screen line up with that. So.
Okay.
Also, with the input of your controller as well.
Well, the more you know, kids.
Hate this game? Nope, I absolutely loved it. And it's all because of the stupid rotoscope dance animations. How could you call this bad? Nintendo will never let this happen again. So I think we need to step up and cherish this game because it's a miracle it exists in the first place. Plus the songs, except that weird one near the end, are actually fire. And I'm dying on that hill proudly.
Hello everyone, I hope you've
Fair
been
enough.
doing well. I have been doing quite well myself. Nothing to say this time. I'm working on a lot of fun stuff, but I can't talk about it yet, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Alright, bye-bye.
It's a lot of fan art with Jaden with a sword there from something.
I don't
I wonder
know.
where that came from.
Well, she does live stream every now and again.
Could be.
I don't know. But damn, that was pretty cool. I mean, the game looks hot garbage, but I still wouldn't mind playing that eventually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm well,
I'd
if they
rather just
release
play.
a mod for it for the DDR pads that we're going to be getting for you,
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a mod. Like, I can just get those songs probably on Stepmania easily enough.
true, very true. I mean,
Yeah. Well, like, I don't want to have to sit through the story, so that's the easiest way to do it for sure. And just get
Okay,
the songs and put them on
fair.
Stepmania.
I would also say that that was I'm recently here been getting stuff together for my Ian Odin to play on it, and yeah, that one was not in my GameCube list. I already have completed my GameCube list, and it's I think over 80 games I'm gonna have from the GameCube library on it.
I couldn't name 80 games that I would want to play on GameCube, to be honest.
Well, some of them are like.
Of course, there are quite a few on the shelf up there that I'm just kind of like, never played it. Don't know why I would. Like
Well-
Ice Age 2, for example.
That one came with it. The ones that came with it were Ice Age 2, the Pac-Man game up there, which is garbage, by the way, and one of the and the Madden game. Yeah, those are the ones that came with it. And they were just discs, so I had to reprint the boxes. And Super Monkey Ball 2 was didn't have a box either, so I had to make a box art for it too.
So I think my personal GameCube list would consist of Beautiful Joe,
Yes.
Twin Snakes,
Uh-huh. I got that one.
Eternal Darkness,
Yes.
Sunshine,
Got that.
Wind Waker,
Uh-huh.
Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm. Metroid Prime 2?
I never actually got to play through it.
Oh.
But at this point, it wouldn't even really consist of that, because what's the point of playing on GameCube when the Wii trilogy is way better?
Smash Brothers Melee for me.
Not for me. So that's about it, really. I think there's not many GameCube games I really care that much about that I can think of. Well, Rogue Squadron's pretty good.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. And that's all I can think of right now.
That's fair. I would say in my life, I've owned at least 40 GameCube games. Most of them I would say are like the Mario games, the Mario Power Tennis, Toadstool Tour, friggin' Eternal Darkness, Smash Brothers Melee.
A lot of the non-Nintendo first party games from GameCube have actually been just ported to better platforms now.
Most of them,
It's
yes.
like Tales of Symphonia.
Uh-huh.
I know Killer 7 is on PC now. So there's that as well.
Well, and then there's also, Beautiful Joe got released on the PS2.
Oh, yeah. I can't even remember if I played it on PS2 or GameCube originally.
Well, I remember the PS2 version, you could unlock Dante, which was awesome.
Maybe I did play it on the PS2 then for that reason, I believe.
All right. Well, everybody, I want to thank y'all very much for tuning in. This was The Game Nintendo Wants You to Forget by Jaden Animations. And if you want to see more from Jaden, click your name in the title of the video. If you want to see more from us, as always, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like on the video. Helps us out a whole hell of a lot. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
See you later, everybody. Peace.